There's an asteroid called 2024 YR4, and it's being observed by National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It's being observed by the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Also, the Planetary Defense System has been on alert since the probability that it could impact Earth has increased. At first, it was ruled out. They said this is not going to impact Earth. Where it could impact is the Moon. But the probabilities have changed. And in recent months, the data shows that the possibility of it impacting Earth has increased sevenfold. So we have to keep observing it. Even though the chances aren't high, it's entering a certain gray area, a risk zone. If you look at the object, the asteroid is following this path, and here is Earth, here is Earth. Oh, so in theory, the path does intersect at a point. If you notice, the path that Earth follows around the Sun does match the path of the meteor. At one point right here, if we look, there's a spot where if they both pass through at the same time, they meet at this point. At this point, the meteor from this white line here could coincide with the blue line, which is the path of the Earth itself. Let's look at the information we have. What are the probabilities, and well, what could all this mean? National Aeronautics and Space Administration has issued a new alert about asteroid 2024 YR4, whose chances of hitting Earth have increased sevenfold in just a few months. The object was initially considered a minor threat, but after new measurements, it has quickly climbed the Planetary Defense Watch list. The Jet Propulsion Laboratory estimates that there is a 4.3% chance it will impact the Moon in the year 2032. That figure could change drastically with future observations. The Earth? At first they said it wasn't a direct impact target, but now the probability is increasing. There is a phenomenon known as a gravitational keyhole. This is the gravitational keyhole. It's a region of space where the interaction between Earth's gravity and the Moon's could redirect the asteroid directly toward our planet. Here's where it gets interesting, right? The gravitational keyhole is in the region where this interaction between the gravity of both occurs. The Earth-Moon changes, it changes the objects and redirects them toward the Earth. If the Earth absorbs them, so to speak, that's where the object would be passing through. That's why the possibility increased. The numbers can change significantly, as National Aeronautics and Space Administration admits, making it clear that there is still no certainty about the final destination of this celestial body. This case then reminds us that the dynamics of these objects, of these comets, in this case of an asteroid, are sensitive to the gravitational disturbances generated by the planets themselves. The planet generates a disturbance that can bring an object closer. If it were to happen, it could be devastating on an orbital level, affecting everything from weather satellites to global positioning system networks. That's all. Its passage could affect some of these satellites. More data will be released in the coming weeks, and we'll discuss it here. How could it generate? Yes, if it happens, how could the possibility increase that it might hit the Moon or the Earth? The most optimistic scenario is that the asteroid simply passes by without any effect, but the worrying part is that it could cause some problem with satellites or even impact the Moon or the Earth. The risk still can't be ruled out, even though it's minimal according to the latest reports. The interest of the scientific and military community has grown, and it is expected that agencies like European Space Agency Russia's Roscosmos, the space agencies of China, Japan, India, Israel, and the United States are thoroughly investigating this issue to monitor possible risks. Is it possible to follow this case's developments based on platform reports? Even on social media, they have been sharing updates about 2024 YR4, this asteroid that poses a potential problem. The latest data published by the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and also from National Aeronautics and Space Administration Century database confirmed that the asteroid did not have a confirmed trajectory to impact Earth. What was being discussed was an increasing possibility and that we can't rule out the chance that we could be in the risk zone. As I said, the closed eyes area and gravitational structure. Although there is no confirmed impact, that needs to be clarified. There is no talk of a confirmed impact by National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The known probability of impact, which for now was low, multiplied by 7, as I was saying, in recent months, and this set off the alarms. So what they're going to do is observe it and keep recalculating to see if the probability of impact is increasing or not, right? Why has the alert level gone up? The asteroid was initially misclassified, which is why no alert was issued at first. The calculations were wrong due to a lack of precise data. Now that they have the data, they say, hey, this asteroid could be a risk. As the observations improved, its orbit showed a high sensitivity to small gravitational changes, especially if it passes close to the moon or the Earth. A probe programmed to study its orbit could minimally modify its trajectory, and that would be enough to redirect it onto a different path. So more dangerous or less dangerous? There is no official prediction yet. There isn't a clear answer yet on whether this will be a risk or not because it's still being studied. But the alerts are on, obviously, right? So, well, I think we'll have to keep reviewing. It'll be a matter of reviewing and understanding. So, how far could this become a danger for the planet or for the satellites themselves? We'll see about this later. Meanwhile, here are some key facts. First, it was discovered in December 2024. So it's really very small, right? Compared to the Comet 3i Atlas, its size is still a bit uncertain, but it's estimated to be between 40 and 90 meters in diameter. More or less like a building about 20 to 30 stories tall. Enough to cause an impact. I mean, if it were to hit, yes, it would be a problem. Not a supermassive problem, but a problem that could cause damage in a city. Yes, if it fell on a city. The speed is very high. It's 28,000 kilometers per hour, which means, well, let's see. With that speed, we could go from Mexico, for example, to Japan in about 20 minutes. I mean, at that speed. Just to imagine a little, right? Couldn't it be accidentally diverted? For example, the flyby of a probe that intends to study its orbit could, ironically, slightly change its course, putting it on a more dangerous trajectory. This is known as the unintentional orbital interference effect. That's why they're trying to be very careful with this issue. Right? Because we ourselves could cause its path to change and come toward Earth. There's also talk about the gravitational keyhole. It passes through a very specific region of space where the attraction combined with the Earth and the Moon could redirect it toward us, adding another risk. Many are calling this the new Apophis. Do you remember the liar Apophis everyone talked about? Well, this could be the new Apophis, so we have to keep an eye on it, right? That's part of the information and what's happening. Let's move on to other important matters.